Yeah, you see there's you see there's natural stone steps rising up to another room up above you. You see more light coming from the top of this room up here.
Move closer. Can you see this yet?
You can see the steps, yeah.
Sneak up the steps? Is there a way to sneak up the steps, or?
Are you seeing Kara? But you could try to sneak up the steps themselves.
That's what I want
Like,
to
it
do.
looks like they've already seen your light. Yeah, and they're all squawking. Ah! Ah! And some of them are starting to run. They're making quite a ruckus.
Turn around and ask you guys, time to run now?
Go back around. Or go up the steps. What do you want to do? We go back. This room's bad.
Is Ari connected to the internet right now?
I can hear you better than I can hear Dennis. I don't know. I'm gonna need you guys to be a little bit more proactive and not lean on Ari so much.
I have 7 hit points. I'm for
Let's
running.
head back.
You're moving. Yeah, let's.
Really?
Let's
Are
get out
you
of here.
that badly injured?
7 hit points.
I'm at 19 hit points, so I feel less. I mean, my back is really out today, though. I feel it's gonna be out for, like, I don't know, spitball in here, 3 weeks.
How fast are you moving backwards?
Running.
So stop.
Jog.
Yeah.
When you get to here, do you see these 2 goblins up here?
Mm-hmm.
Around the corner, and it looks like these goblins are just as surprised to see you. You see 2 of these goblins or at least these 2 goblins in the lead. They're both like jogging, like hustling forward, and they've got bows drawn with an arrow half notched. And they kind of they see you running around with the light, and they call out in anger. It looks like, and you see them pointing at you. What would you like to do?
Path. That's right there. To the right.
Wait, which path? Yeah, right. Are you running?
You're just going to
forward
run
somewhere?
past them? Ari, I assume
Not
you're
past
keeping up with them?
Not
Yeah.
past. Yeah, but
I'm
right.
trying
Yeah.
to.
Yes.
So they're pulling back arrows, and you guys hustle past. So that'll even at a run, you get past, and like right as you run past, you hear them releasing arrows, and like as you're kind of like in the scene in Lord of the Rings, as they're running from the stairs away from Gandalf or down the stairs of Khazad-dûm, there's like goblin arrows like plinking off the stone behind them. And Ari has enough time to run past as they try to like notch arrows and fire as quickly as they can, and they delay for combat. They don't have enough time to quick fire.
Get the heck out of there.
I mean, that's what I assume that we're doing. Damn you, Tubbs, for giving me such bad back medicine. I'm in a haze.
Blow the whistle.
You guys run to this main room. What are you guys going to do here?
Yeah. Do I want to try to fight
Get
them,
out.
or do we just like run up to the?
All those
Getting back
females. We got to get out of here. Blow the whistle.
All right, yeah, we get over to the platform. I'll blow the whistle. You guys aren't here yet, though.
I'm being moved by the GM, I assume.
Yeah, I'm moving you. I know you're
Right.
having troubles. It's your back, and that's what's slowing you down, right?
I assume it's
alright,
the
we're all
opium
here.
that Tubbs gave me.
There, and it takes a few seconds for Thalan to finally hear the whistle and start
Pull the lever,
cranking on
Tubbs.
the. As Tubbs, you pull the lever, and so you guys start cranking, and as you do, these 4 goblins with bows start running out into this main cavern and start notching them and pulling back arrows to fire at you as you're going up. What are you guys going to do?
Duck behind Ari.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll have to try to duck behind Ari. Yeah.
I got the medium shield, which has some effectiveness at blocking arrows.
They're all trying to hide behind their shield. It takes about 10 seconds for them to, or 12 seconds for them to fire on you, in which time you have been slowly cranked up. So you get 5 feet per second. So in 12 seconds, you guys are about 60 feet up in the air, and they fire. Good old Pythagoras here. They're each about 40 feet away, so probably going to be unlikely shots, but do. $70 feet away from them, which gives them a penalty of bow on hand, right, for the range categories. Is -4. So they all start cocking back their bows and firing up at you. You're all taking cover behind this medium shield. So you all, however, are standing stationary. So it's going to be a D12. So it's their D20s -4 against your D12s. And then cover will take into effect. You'll also have cover from your like the fact that you're so high above them in
They'll hit the platform instead.
The platform itself will give you cover.
Was there a
So,
specific thing for shields and ranged attacks, specifically for this thing?
You are considered taking cover behind a medium shield. So every shield has 2 different cover values. One value if you're just using it, and another value if you're actively crouching behind it. So standard in a standard situation, would you have a medium shield? Crouching behind it would give you a 50% chance to just take the hit on the shield. Since you guys are both crouching, since you guys are both crouching and you're on the lift, I'm going to say
go fully prone and just be completely invisible, honestly.
To do. I mean, you have enough time that you see them cocking back on these arrows and getting ready to fire.
If nobody does anything differently, will put the shield out, but I'll put it in front of Kara instead of me.
I think I'm gonna kneel down, try to get low. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to have room to go fully prone, but yeah, it makes sense that if we're lower, they can't hit us as well.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot square. That's the size of the platform.
Also, most archers are able to arch and shot, so it's not inconceivable they could still hit you if you're lying prone. In fact, lying prone might give you a bigger target if you arch the arrow.
Break out my physics. I think we can calculate these and.
Well, I mean, I think it was actually done in those old, you see the old British field combat things where archers would just, they just arch and forward.
So they're going to roll their attacks. You guys are going to roll D12s for defense. One of you, whichever one of you thinks you has the best luck, you'll roll the D12s. Looks like hidden. So
I thought you said we all did it. My bad.
Well, so I mean, it's just because they're just firing at you guys as a group, essentially. So since you're the closest, it looks like on the platform, they'll fire at you. So the first one
Now, like I said, I put the shield out in
Let's
front
see.
of her, so
Yeah. Why is that rolling damage as well? Oops.
I'm supposed to be behind him.
Yeah. So with I got a 1, you've got a 2. So the first one just straight up misses. The second one, since she's behind you, we might as well have you roll, Ari.
right. But I mean, if somebody's going to be fully covered by the shield and the rest of us not be fully covered, I'm making it her being fully covered and me not.
15. So that potentially hit. So I'm going to say that because of the platform and the fact that you've got a shield here, I'll say the platform functions as a medium shield as well. So it gives all of you the one cover roll of like, so if you roll it, you get to roll a d20 and an 11 or higher, it's actually just hit the platform. After that, she will get the cover bonus from the shield. So you rolled lower than that. So one of them manages to arc an arrow up and hit you. In her, so you're not taking the cover bonus from that, correct?
No, like I said,
How
I'm
it's interpreted.
guarding her, not me.
So one arrow launches up. Holy crap! 10 points of damage
On me or
as
the shield. I'm sorry. The breakup
arrows.
and the delay.
Yep.
I'm having a hard time understanding this scenario here. Are you hitting me or her? Because you keep saying her.
You have your shield covering her, and so when one launched its way up there, it hit you instead.
Okay, so
for
I
10
take a
points.
10-point hit minus 2.
Yes.
So 8.
Yep. There's another one. This one will choose to fire. Yep, the same situation. They'll fire at Kara this time. Roll a d12 for me. Completely misses up there. Let's see how far it misses. It misses by 14 feet. So the arrow like arcs up there and splinters against the wood here or cracks into the wall, but it misses completely.
Oh,
And for the final,
real quick, threshold of pain, is it equal to or greater or just greater?
because it's usually a fraction of some kind, so it's usually it's like 8 point something something. So you have to take 9 points of damage.
Okay, so
in
it's
your
greater
case. So
than, not equal to.
greater than, not equal to.
Okay.
One last roll from you, Kara. Hits. So an 11 or higher, it hits the platform itself.
Am I rolling something?
A d20.
Okay.
Yeah, a d20 and an 11 or higher, it's doinked into the platform. And then an 11 or higher, it's caught in the medium shield that Ari is shielding you with. So now you roll again. So that's first just for the cover of the platform, and the next one is for the shield.
4.
Oof. So there's a second arrow arches up and manages to hit you. Wasn't a roll.
All right, I blocked 2, but now I'm down to 2 health points. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And after they try to fire again after another 12 seconds, but you guys are far enough away that they can't arch their shots that high. So there you hear thuds as presumably they still tried, and like arrows like hit the bottom of the platform. Back up on the top of the mine.
Take long.
It didn't work.
I probably both have arrows sticking out of us. So
Yes.
It does confirm they do have arrows. Congratulations.
Ignoring it. I'm like, Tubbs, can you help get this out?
I think we're stuck
So
up
that'll be
here
two
now.
first aid checks. Yeah, first aid check for Ari and a first aid check for Kara.
Sure thing.
Yeah, whichever one you want to do first.
I'll do Ari.
So how many do you think are down there?
That just barely succeeds, so Ari gets a hit point back and the arrow is pulled out. She gets a hit point back, and now you have two short bow arrows, though.
That's what I'm here for.
So there's 4 more, and you said you already killed 12 of them, so there can't be that much more, right?
Who said we killed 12 of them?
Well, he did.
Well, I said there was like 14. I mean, there was so much going on. I couldn't really see. I mean, we killed 2.
So how many more do you think there are?
There
15.
12 to 16 women. So
So I would double that for then the males. So I don't think we can take on 30 goblins.
I think if we are going to, we need to have ranged weapons. I propose we go back to Vesh and travel back to the village, take some time to heal, and then come back here with more firepower.
I agree. This is not part of the mission we can accomplish.
You guys have a boat.
Yes, I thought we mentioned that
Alright.
before.
I must have forgot.
Well, we could either set out immediately or wait.
Yeah, it's maybe halfway through the day at this point, since you had to finish up a little bit of digging today before you did your scouting mission.
Yeah, and I think he said it was like half a day to walk to the boat.
That's true.
So we could make it there by nightfall. To leave before anything happens, and I suppose you could also recover your tent.
Favor, even if something else comes at us, then we'll have Vesh and the 2 guards to help overnight.
Unless you get attacked on the way to the boat.
I'm thinking we stay here tonight. They can't get up. We can't go down. And then head back in the morning.
It doesn't seem like they venture out very far. They didn't even venture here.
We got these traps.
I don't think it's enough for the numbers that we've spoken of.
Like 40 or 50 of them are gonna come up here, like at night.
I think it would only take about 10.
And traps?
10 alone, and they would overwhelm us.
Overwhelmed the 3 of us with 4 of them, I think. Another 2, and we're overwhelmed.
Right. I think full retreat before they decide to actually rally out of their mountain would be best. It's if someone falls for a trap. Well, it's a mountain. There has to be another way in. Ever have come in through this entrance?
Trap. There's no way. What are they gonna make that jump?
You know, like as a dwarf and a halfling, you guys are rough Well, the dwarf, you're not the same size as them because you're a medium creature. You just move like a shorter creature. But as a halfling and a dwarf, you have the jump movement of a small creature. You would never be able to make that jump up the stairs.
Goblins throwing themselves like lemmings will know it's worked.
Honestly, all they would need is like a couple planks of wood to get him though.
Or a
Right,
goblin
exactly.
ladder. A human or a goblin ladder, just like locking arms and holding the way across.
We've got all the wood up here. There's no wood down there. And it's like 60 feet, right? Down.
It's 112 feet to the ground from where you are.
Okay. So I look
saw
over.
that table, you idiot.
I look over the cliff and I say to Thalin, they're gonna build a ladder this high and come get us?
It sounds unlikely.
Right. We didn't do anything to their
But
women other than scare them.
scared is perhaps all it takes to maybe spring them into action. And while we do have a defensible position, like I said, if they did come, we would probably be overwhelmed. I don't think there's anything to gain if we do stay right now. Aside from perhaps hoping that they fall for the one pit trap.
Which would take out one of them, but we know there's a significant amount of them. Unless somehow the women vastly outnumber the men, there's probably a sizable population.
Before they really rally would be best. We did spend plenty of time sitting around and healing.
With them yesterday and they didn't come. They didn't rally and come up and try to get us.
But we didn't
Very true.
startle their women. We got somewhere they would want to protect. I think if they're going to attack us, they'll attack us now. I think.
And I would say we make our way back to the boat, and if we do have to retreat, we can come here. We should outpace any forces on foot.
Easy for you to say.
Let's try to get out of here. I think we should go.
The big question is, you guys have not a mine cart, but a cart full of mining equipment.
This is different than Ari's wheelbarrow. This is something else.
Yeah, this is Horst is his cart of certified equipment.
Yeah. Are you gonna pay for all this right now? I mean, we got to bring this with us too.
Nope,
we can't leave it here.
Horst, I think our deal with you is done. Thank you for helping us. But I think
you can always
no longer need to
make a sale to the goblins.
No, I came to deal
Well,
with.
then I suggest we start leaving. Let's go, everyone.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I imagine like just Kira and Thalon just turning their backs immediately start walking. Actually, good random question. Like, how heavy is like all that equipment anyway?
Probably over 100 pounds of mining equipment.
Yeah, I think even Thalon will struggle with that.
It'd be too much to just carry yourselves.
I say,
it's
okay,
in a
forget
cart.
it.
I guess we could.
I'll get new stuff. I just want to come with you guys.
Actually, I could lift like 240.
I mean, we could wheel
Lifting
it.
is different than carrying.
We could wheel it and try to sell it somewhere. I say out loud in front of Forrest.
Yeah, hell with that.
No problem.
You are welcome to join us, but the sale of this equipment goes to the group. It's no longer yours.
Of course, we'll split it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ways. That's great. 6 ways. You said
6 ways.
I'll give you guys 3 and I'll take 4. It'll be great. That's good, right? I can do math. Is that
Yes, the Ghost of Greed gets another share. I see how it is. Anyway, let's proceed.
So, are you taking this cart of his equipment with you?
Yeah.
I will push it for him because I am stronger
so you guys start
than him.
pushing it forward. You guys, then I'll move you back to the old main regional map. So you guys then journey from the copper mines back to your base camp over here where Vesh is. That day, I mean, you move just a little bit slower just because you're wheeling this cart, but it doesn't slow you down more than having a dwarf for a halfling with you. And so you make it all the way to where your boat is. You're a little bit on guard. You're watching the bush for goblins, but nothing surprises you on your trip there. And like as you approach, you see Vesh and the guards get up, and they kind of they look at you and they're like, what's with the cart of mining equipment?
That's all we could bring back.
You salvaged this from the copper mines? Is that one of the members of the mine themselves? Who is this
No,
halfling?
they're the looter that collected it all for us.
Looter.
The mine is being
Ah.
looted?
I should explain in full. The
Yes, you should.
The mine is inhabited by goblins, and by a fair few of them, I would guess perhaps 20 to 30 individuals, or at least going off the guesses of my friends. We're not in much of a condition to fight a force that large. Some of them are probably non-combatants, but I don't think driving them off is probable with just us at this time.
I see.
It is-
You do look severely hurt. What happened to you, Tubbs? You look half dead.
I had a tumble.
Oh no. And this here is a looter?
Bite your tongue. I'm not a looter. I work for the same group that you work for.
The Jade Lion Trading Company?
Absolutely. You can take it up with Isvor. He knows.
I see. Well, welcome. I'm glad we could. Thank you for gathering this mining equipment. It is. I guess
Absolutely.
we wouldn't want him
Absolutely.
getting lost.
Worst halfling extraordinaire at your service.
I'm Vesh. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am the company representative here on our journey.
Excellent. Well, I
so
guess we just gotta load this up and.
Sure, if you would like to put it on the boat, you're more than welcome to. Did you want to rest here, or it is rather late? Did you want to? What were you planning? What were you planning to do? Is the mine? Were there any miners?
None that we saw, and I doubt their presence. The goblins at least jested that they've eaten them all. The camp was entirely abandoned. There was no sign that they had left from the camp. I can only imagine perhaps they were ambushed within the mine.
That is not good. That is not good. Do you think it's clearable?
It is clearable, but not by us right now.
Delightful. What do we need to do to clear this mine?
Another 30
I
people
like your attitude.
armed, spears.
30 people. Well,
I mean, that's if you're being safe. I'm not exactly a tactician here. But if I were to organize a village and have them all gather up their spears and swords and shields, line up in a phalanx, and enter the mines together, it would certainly be no problem and have minimal casualties. Less than that, I think the odds probably start to drop. But that would be for someone who doesn't value human lives to take into consideration.
right. That's not us. That's not us at all.
Definitely.
Of course, we're a corporation. We have ethics.
That's right. The Jade Lion Trading Company definitely puts human lives first over profit.
Yes, we put human lives first and then profit. Would you like to rest here, or what were you proposing? Should we head back to Anavim? Would you need to hire spears?
Heading back to Anavim will probably be the first step of the journey, I think.
Hmm.
At your leisure, I don't think that they will leave their mountain and come all the way here. We didn't see any on the way. I don't think they saw us on leaving.
Could they have followed you?
Think so.
Well, that's good.
Unless like you want me to roll like an observation check for like, oh yeah, they were following us the whole time. I saw them.
You could roll an observation. Yeah.
But yeah, let's see if I notice anything. The model, of course, will fail and then confidently state absolutely nobody has been following us at all.
You didn't spy anyone following you. Since this is this was just a passive check, so you just looking like you didn't actively say you were looking for someone following you. If there was someone following you, it would have been harder to spot. But
Right.
you didn't spot anyone following you. Um, yeah, no one followed you, and was very obvious about it.
Right. We should be safe. And even if they followed us all the way down here, if they are sending the message now, it'll take them a whole day to come back. So I think we have time to rest and then we can leave.
Awesome.
So we'll take
we'll have
watches.
we'll have to set a good watch tonight.
All right.
So you guys are gonna rest here for the night then?
Yep. Seems like
So
the case.
everyone.
I just wanted to say.
Yeah.
All right, sorry,
Of course.
incidentally, so I was not part of that conversation. What I was doing was looking for Rory. Is he still with these guys? Is he okay? Is he?
Rory is still with them. He is, maybe you ask one of the guards. Nazvor's like, yes, we've been watching him. Or, as to say, Kavalt has been doing a lot of watching him. They keep each other company, it seems like. But it's the Badger's. He's acting a little bit weird. He's starting to eat more though. Somewhat back to normal, but I don't know Badgers.
Cool. So,
As you get to the Badger, you do see the Badger is also wearing a necklace of garlic, though.
uh-huh.
He's a good friend of mine, says the
Okay,
guard
cool.
who usually wears a necklace of garlic.
All right, take care. Thanks.
Good. All right, so that night passes by. You're on guard and you're watching. Maybe you jump a little bit at every sound or snapping of a branch in the underbrush, but you are not overwhelmed by goblins in the night. So everyone can take a day of healing.
Healing. And Tubbs, I would like my crossbow back.
You said you gave it to me.
I said I would get it back from you later. Now's the time.
For persuasion? No, play. I give it back.
Okay. So
he strokes it lovingly before he gives it back. All right.
I'm sure to wash it with soap tonight. So yeah. So I think the only danger on the way back is going to be, well, we should be aware of Ithos.
That is potentially the danger. The next morning, you guys wake up feeling a little bit better, and you guys set off. Sail off across the Nesvim lake and pass by the site where you buried Connor, and pass by where you saw the hippo. It's maybe it's a little bit of emotional. You feel some heartthrobs. I know there was some talk about going back to the body.
I think Ari has vetoed it all, so we're just continuing on.
All right, so
He can't
you
hear it.
pass by the gravesite, and Ari venomously glares at you all. You guys remember your conversation with him, and you guys continue on. Let's see if there's anything exciting jumps you in the middle of the night, and you continue down the river. It's rather it's calm. You're out in the sun again. You're
Like options, and I think we were about to hit on like how much hirelings cost because we're not famous enough for henchmen.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say if you wanted to get one over on Airy, now is the time. What am I gonna do to stop you, right?
Murdered.
Yeah, so we went back and we dug up Connor's body, and no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he was unconscious for like 5 days. Can you imagine that, Airy? Wow, what happened to you?
I mean, when I find out about it after the fact, I'm gonna be super pissed. But at the moment, now's the time where I can't stop you.
But as long as we joke like it didn't happen, it didn't happen. Wink.
Wink, wink. Oh, also, out mechanically, Kara, now that you've gotten back to the group, you have that busted short sword. Do you want to change it out for the non-busted one that you have in your loot? Sorry, your scimitar. Your scimitar. Okay.
Right. I'll
So you
put
can, yeah,
broken -1 on that.
yeah. It's -1 damage. Put just -1 damage. So, I've just basically just erased the the damage penalty on your scimitar. So,
Cool.
So the way hirelings work is you hire them using your recruitment skill is what you use there. You get bonuses based on your fame, your honor, and then they roll a basically I'll give you a pool of hirelings is I'll suggest after X amount of time you find people that are interested in being hiring, and then I roll a resist persuasion with bonuses depending on how close their alignment is to you and how wealthy they are essentially. So if the hireling is super rich, they're less likely to be want to work for you because they don't need the money. We'll kind of go through an interview process, which we can either do like a full-on role-playing interview process, or we can just do it mechanically. It's up to you guys. And then you'd hire them. In terms of pay, it would be somewhere in the let me see. So the cost of successful employment. So hirelings will expect to be supplied with equipment, room and board if they're being hired long term. Mercenary soldiers will not come fully equipped with armor and weapons. A full kit of gear would represent an enormous investment for these individuals, something they cannot afford, and likely the reason they've sought employment with a reckless band of treasure hunters. Appropriate for the finances of a 0 or first level character. They have a pronounced reputation for being disinterested in upgrading equipment on their own dime when the option of hand-me-down exists. Henchmen require a stipend when not directly engaged in exploration, i.e. when traveling or watching the mounts, but not dungeon delving. They demand a half share of what a PC would get for any treasure and items earned by the party when they perform mercenary work. You have 2 mercenaries, then you would divide every treasure in 6.
I'm just considering how much equipping them will cost.
Some of them, some might come with like a weapon or 2, but they probably don't come with a lot of armor, essentially, or like shields or anything like that. Anything too expensive. They'll probably come with like a dagger or a knife. Maybe if you hire them in Anavim, they might come with a spear already. But aside from that, pretty low equipment. That's that. Oh, another thing to consider is that these henchmen will also take a little bit of experience as well. So they'll essentially start out as 0 level fighters, probably if they're mercenary soldiers, basically 0th level fighters, and then they'll get a half share of experience as well, and so they'll eventually level up as well.
Costs on weapons. So go ahead and continue with everyone else's plan. Valon is like doing mental math in his head. Well, if we
So
hire
you all have reached
30,
Anavim. what would you guys like to do? Would you like to do anything in Anavim? Would you like to stay at Anavim, or would you like to continue back to most of them?
Right now, I'm thinking of staying in Anavim, but I think that's sort of a group question.
Well, I
Okay,
say
we're staying.
and I say to
An
Fallon,
argument to go back to is most of them, just as like an out of game like mechanics, is for the people that have proteges in most of them. That would be an opportunity to give them the experience that you've set aside. So
Yeah,
Sorry,
that could actually
continue,
be a really good reason,
continue,
and that
Dennis.
could also give us some time to rest as well. So we'll
Before we-
actually continue the rest of the way. We'll liquidate what we found. We'll give
Right.
experience away, and we'll do some resting.
yeah, and I want to sell all the mining equipment so that I can make some money to give to the group so that we can buy weapons or whatever we need to for the henchmen.
Okay. The question is, are you going to try to sell them in Anavim, or are you going to sell them in Osmosvim?
Most of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Larger.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be another 3 days. The first day passes by uneventfully. Let me just double check. All right, as you guys are continuing up the river, I need everyone to make listening checks. These are average difficulty. All right, and also roll difficult observation checks. Difficult means rolling under your skill.
On the listening, but not so much on the observation.
So as you guys are going through, the people that succeeded the average listening check, you guys hear at one point a roar of maybe a large cat in like a little bit of the waves in the jungle, and you guys kind of like start thinking, oh, maybe that was a lion, maybe that was, who knows? I mean, that was loud, and maybe following that thought, you guys are kind of like peering around, and Tubbs, you spy out of your sharp dwarven eye what looks like maybe a lion looks like it's stalking your boat. You barely catch it. It looks like it's very stealthy, and it looks like it's kind of moving in and out of the brush near your boat, and stalking you.
Mm-hmm.
Tubbs, you're the only one that sees it.
Where's everybody else at currently?
You guys are currently on the boat.
Hey guys, we have a cat.
We do, but we don't have a cage, unfortunately. Much rather we set up a trap rather than just walk straight into its hungry mouth.
I don't think the question is us going after him. I think he's coming after us.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think he can leap up onto the boat, so I think we're perfectly safe. It's a sturge, so it could fly up here.
This is happening early in the morning, by the way. So this isn't like it's not getting to the point of time where you're like, oh, we're about to set up camp and there's a lion stalking us. It's more like
Right.
we started going, and then
It'll very likely get
morning,
bored after
yeah.
a bit.
And sure enough, it seems like it does.
How
you
about
guys
giving us
just
a mark on the
continue.
river for where this has happened?
Okay, it is somewhere in.
Make it yellow.
Make it yellow. this area.
All right.
For a live lion or a dead
A
lion?
live one, a captured one.
I forgot there was a text tool until I finished writing this. But yeah, there's a lion sighting somewhere in there. The rest of the day and camp, and that day passes by uneventfully, aside from that lion sighting. And at the end of the third day, you guys make it to Ismos of them. So Vesh, I mean, like as you guys pull up to the late Jade Lion docks, and as you do, Vesh kind of says, "Well, we were somewhat successful. We made it to a rock. That was good. I'll talk to Isvor about Anavim, since I did discuss with the elders there what to do. What are you planning? How long do you want to stay in Imosvum? I assume you want to continue to try to complete these objectives, or are we?
Right. We will head
should we
back
be searching
out
for
again,
another?
but we will take a short amount of time. Mechanically, how long would it take for people to divulge XP to their henchmen?
Gone for so long? A week.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and say we'll do a week, and by the end of the week, we'll be ready to head out again with whatever we have.
Where will you be staying?
I think he's already offered us a place to stay in sort of the company barracks, if I recall.
Oh yes, the company barracks. I didn't know if you had your own prior arrangements, but of course the company barracks works well. Far to Isvor, and then on you to see if there's anything we need, or
Wonderful.
if you need more time.
All right. So I think we all at least have some idea of what we want to do. Mostly probably heal a lot, but I think the lawn is going to try to pawn off as much of what we have right now and then distribute it to everyone. Short sword. That's buried forever. Bye, sword. We have the uncut emerald. We have a broken scimitar, a decent short sword, and a large drum, and at least a silver's worth of spice and pottery, plus my own. A list of things to go about selling.
What other people like to do?
Actually, how good is your salesmanship? You actually have some, right?
Yes.
Well, how about you go about doing that, and I'll assist you because I have like an 8.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 21.
So you guys are going to go together to sell a bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically hauling around most of the stuff and trying to keep track of it.
Okay.
Also, if we have an actual salesman, I can take that off my list of things I should probably get.
Oh yeah, sorry.
To clarify, we're not able to train in anything, right? It takes like leveling up and having build points to.
Yes. Although you can train, like if there's a skill that you don't have on your character sheet and it's one that you'd like to learn, now would be a good time in downtime to, learn it from another player, or like try to find someone to help you with that skill.
This still costs build points, though.
It still costs build points, but you can't buy a skill that you haven't attempted or like trained in or talked about between levels. So like none of you have been riding horses, so like that would be a difficulty to do.
I established myself as a mathemancer, so I can
Exactly.
go ahead and take that, or salesmanship.
I assume whenever I'm
Yeah,
not talking,
you're
I'm riding
accompanying.
horses.
Yeah.
All right, so let's liquidate some of this stuff real quick. So
What would you like to liquidate?
Let's start with the uncut emerald.
Do you have appraisal, my good man, Horst?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to do an
Good.
appraisal check on the gem?
Yes.
Blast the entire time.
Sure, what the cost is or what the value is on that, unfortunately. No, how nice.
Right, so we
Okay.
can be led astray, but we can still find a gem cutter and see what they'll take it for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You'd like to try to sell that one first?
Yeah.
So essentially, you can, with your salesmanship, you can tell how good of a deal you're getting. What is your skill in salesmanship? 21. So you're a novice. So you can recognize a skilled salesman and kind of opt to avoid negotiating with him. That's kind of what you have at this level. When you get average, which is above 25, you can kind of be relatively assured of the gross parameters of an offer. So basically, I'll tell you a price, and you can tell if you're being like completely ripped off, like a complete riff off. It's relatively fair, or a total steal. Once
Okay.
you get above 50, you can generally obtain favorable terms from a buyer or a seller. For this gem that you've gotten here, it appears to be somewhere in the range of gem cutter, and they offer you 18 silver pieces for it.
I think that's reasonable. I don't think he's. Or do I have to do a skill check?
So he doesn't. So like with your mastery level of novice, you can recognize a skilled salesman, and this seems like a skilled salesman. But he tells you, like I can try to cut this. It looks valuable. It is uncut, but there's always risk in cutting a gem, and so I have to ensure my own safety in doing so. I wish I could offer you more, but 18 is a good offer.
Can I persuade him to give us more, or is that different? Like
Yeah,
that.
make a salesmanship check. Yeah, well, I'll say you can make a salesmanship check. What
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
he kind of he hums and haws and he goes, well, you make a few good points. Look at the right. I can't do it often, but I think this one might be extremely valuable when cut. I'll give you 20 silver for it.
I look at Fallon. 20.
I'm
Okay.
willing to risk the danger of damaging it, but I know I'll get more money if I can successfully do it. I'll take the risk.
Thank you.
Uh,
Fallon.
I think that's fair. I'm not here to sit around and wait for it to be cut and try to sell it afterwards, nor pay for such a service.
All
Okay.
right, so he gives you 20 silver pieces.
All right. We have a broken scimitar.
That is probably not going to sell at all.
What would it cost to repair it?
It's unable to. You can't repair weapons. You can repair armor, but not weapons that have been damaged.
So we basically just chuck this.
Yeah, essentially, you just chuck it.
All right. So, goodbye, scimitar. Sorry you have to go. I think in light of how future hirelings work and that stuff keeps breaking, I'm going to keep the short sword in the pot.
Why not keep the
We have
scimitar? Why not keep the broken scimitar and just have one of the henchmen use it? It's -1, but it's something that we don't have to buy.
That's what he's saying.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was checking it, but yeah, we could keep it in the pod, I suppose. There's no reason not to then. Someone could have a bad weapon in the future. Have our large decorative drum, which people have suggested that perhaps I pawn and try to recover later instead of simply outright selling. But I think we still go by the value of it anyway. So
That
yeah.
Now, would that be a sundry? Like when you
this would be a sundry.
appraise it would, yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Mhm.
I'll appraise it then. Rolling great.
It looks real pretty.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, I wish I was more of a musician, but maybe it works well as a bowl. Yeah, you do not know the value of that either.
Right. In which case, we're going to go to the pawn shop and see what they offer, and then you're going to see like how terrible of a deal it is.
The pawn shop guy does seem like he's rather shrewd. He is, after all, a guy working in a pawn shop.
Look at the
He offers
smoothness of the
you.
drum. Listen to the sound of the drum. It's so deep. Oh, it just calms me down. When I I keep hitting it. I'm just getting calmer and calmer.
It's magical, even. I'm a wizard, and you can trust everything I say about magic.
Make it glow, Fallon. Make it glow.
He says, well, it is a native drum, and we do have a decent number of native influences here. I might be able to sell it to someone farther up the line. Maybe I could get it sent to Calamar. You're trying to pawn this, eh?
Perhaps if I make enough fortune, I'll return and buy it again. But I need the cash now, of course.
Well, I can offer you 10 silver pieces because of the gemstones in the drum itself. I can't promise anything more than that.
Colors. Look at all the different colors of the gems.
It sounds like you're going for salesmanship, I guess.
Try it again.
Maybe it'll work this time.
It's an average check, so within 40.
We don't know how valuable things are, but we get people to keep giving us more stuff.
So he goes, well, but there's a danger that I could find a good buyer. There's always people coming around trying to collect items from the deep jungle, and there's quite a bit of gems. He calls over someone. It's like one of those scenes in Pawn Stars where I'm going to call an expert. The expert comes and examines it. I'd give this a good 15 silver. And he's like, really? 15 silver? I thought it was more 10. I mean, you might have to damage the drum to get these gems out. He's like, maybe 15. She says, oh, okay. So for pieces for this drum.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take 15 silver off that.
There you go.
All right.
Great doing business.
And then the
with
last
Pleasure.
And the last piece of business we have is we have a lot of spice and probably a little bit of pottery. My load is entirely spice, but the group load is spice and pottery.
Okay. What are you guys? You're trying to sell this. How much silver piece is it worth?
Collectively, it's 13 silver and 8 copper.
Right. So around 14. How much are you trying to upsell it? Is a question for Horst. You got about 14 silver pieces of. How much are you trying to upsell this 14 silver for? It's a little over a third of the value. We dropped the stream again, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unavoidable. I'm just letting you know. Sailing about that much, about a third. Comes from the jungle. So I'm going to say it would normally be a difficult check to upscale by that much. However, it's a little bit
The
hotter of a
conditions are
commodity.
right, which was
Yeah,
the whole point.
The conditions are right. So I'll say it's an average check to sell it at that. Fair enough. You nail it. So you guys get 20 silver pieces for that.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say that transitions into 4 silver for the group, and I'll take my 16.
At some point, maybe this takes a day or two. I mean, because you're here for 7 days, it doesn't.
Let's see what everyone else is
doesn't
up
matter.
to.
Yeah. So it takes about a day or two. At the same time, well, actually, while we're still on the topic of salesmanship, do you want to sell that mining equipment?
I do.
Roll a salesmanship check. How much do you want to try to upsell it? You can just give me a percentage.
25%.
25%.
Yeah.
This is going to be a difficult check. It's
Okay.
It's not quite a mining town.
Jungle.
Quite right. Yeah. And they're used. So, yeah, if you roll me another salesmanship check.
But look at this mark on the bottom. Nope.
So you are. I'll whisper the offer to you that you're given. Horst. Your current value is, and they offer you. And that's what your offer is. And the reason why I'm doing this this separately is because you're selling this on your own, and it's your choice if you choose to share it or how much you choose to share it with the party. So
I think he just whispered that over to me.
Did everyone get that whisper?
Well, I did.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take the 100.
Oh, well, everyone got that whisper. Oops.
I'll take it.
Oh, because I saw you two were able to see through them because you guys didn't have characters on the mind map. And
right. So we all have permission to see things
Yep.
sent to that character. Yeah.
Yep. And I accidentally sent it to Horst instead of just Dennis, and so that's what happened.
That's okay. I'll take the deal, and then
Okay.
because that's basically 10 silver pieces. I'll pocket 2 silver and distribute 8 to the group.
Or 8 that we're splitting among the remaining 4 of us.
Yeah, like the group treasure, 8 going towards whatever we need.
So everyone will take an additional 2 silver then.
Also, so you guys get that silver from what he sold. At some point, while you guys are resting or eating, Vesh approaches you and says, "I've spoken to Isvor about what you've accomplished so far, and he's delighted to hear that you've been making progress. Of course, he is he's worried about the dangers and what's happened at the mine, and we've done a little bit of discussion about him, but that is enough of that. But he has rewarded you for what you've done so far, and as a gesture of good faith, for accomplishing what you have at Iraq. Well, let's just have this speak for itself. This is from the company, and he plops down a fat coin purse on the table. I hope maybe this will even help to clear the mines. The company likes to invest in those that are investing on us. So
I'm glad to see he has such faith in us.
yes, I hope it's well founded. I hope it's well founded. And then he kind of like, well, enjoy your rest and recovery, and he makes a left turn and gets out of there. And when you start examining it, you open it, and it's a large coin purse, maybe even several of them with, well, not just a single large coin purse, and inside of it you find 20 gold.
Between the 5 of us is 4 each.
So essentially 200 silver pieces. So because gold, 10 silver and a gold. So.
Properly?
Yeah, 20 divided by 5 is 4.
Yeah,
so
okay,
40
yeah.
silver or 4 gold.
Okay.
So Thalon and Horst are selling things. What is Ari doing?
TBD.
Wandering town.
Do you have any plans, or are you just going to be transferring experience to your proteges?
Actually, yeah, that's exactly what Ari's doing, if I recall.
Yeah.
You have quite a lot to distribute.
Having technical issues, so we'll move along to Tubbs. What would you like to do while you're back in the in most of them?
Excuse me, are we doing the same thing too?
Okay, you're transferring. What are you doing? So I know you know your proteges. If there's anything, you don't need to reveal too much about who your proteges are, or you could to the party. But like typically revealing or giving experience to your proteges has like 3 aspects. I think there's a physical aspect, there's a mental aspect, and I cannot remember the third one off the top of my head. So like, what are you doing to impart your knowledge to your proteges?
I'm telling them the story of how I almost died.
Remember,
So that's a
protege,
good,
don't jump.
Exactly. Stay away from things that go down into cliffs and stuff. Watch your footing, basically.
Okay. So yeah, the 3 things you have to do are physical training, intellectual engagement, and storytelling. And 3, actually caring about your NPC. So that's your good storytelling. You tell the story of Tubbs' great fall. What sort of physical training are you running them through?
Teach you know how to use like weapons and stuff like melee.
All right, so doing a lot of weapon training.
Yes.
Tubbs is on the little bit more larger side, that some of this physical training might be more do what I say and not what I do.
I show him once, just once. Exactly.
All right. Yep. So you're running through that, and that's effectively takes up your week of at least this week of time.
That's
So if
fine.
there's anything else you want to do, you'll have to spend more time in it, most of them, so you're mainly separated from the group.
Right.
Spending time with them. So now you can give your experience points to your proteges, and they actually have it. As opposed to if you died before you did this, they wouldn't get any.
Understood.
Kara, what are you doing?
Practicing throwing knives so I can get proficiency later.
All right.
So I was kind of curious. So I am a pickpocket.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. Does anything stand out? It would be cool to pick up some extra coin. I know we have.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could certainly try pickpocketing people. There's always the danger of getting caught, of course.
Yeah. And if the reward seems worth it, do I come across anyone who seems like an easy mark or has something valuable on them that would be tempting?
I'll have you roll a observation check.
Okay.
And we'll say it is how long do you want to spend looking for a mark? Like, are you doing it casually or are you doing it like proactive? Like, are you spending this entire week looking for one good mark,
No.
or are you like while you're trading, you're just like casually looking around?
Yeah, I think just passive. Just if anybody happen to bump into anyone that seems good.
So I'm going to say it's going to be a difficult observation check because you're just kind of, and so like if you just catch the eye of someone. So I mean you're moving along, you're trading, you're throwing knives at the trading center, and no one particularly catches your eye while you're like randomly. You don't see anyone, although you do see Vesh with a big sack of coins walk into and give you guys some coins. So maybe he was an easy mark, but he gave up his coins pretty easily.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, you don't see any easy marks just offhand.
I think I may very well try to do the hireling thing.
Okay.
So
what do you so the timing, let me check the timing. There's two different ways you can do search for hirelings. You can either hire an agent that can search for your hirelings themselves. And that'll take them 1 to 3 days to find a potential employee. And every condition you give him adds another D3 days. So if you're just like, find me a mercenary, he can do it in D3 days. But if you're like, find me a mercenary who's also good, that adds another D3 days. You can also conduct your own search by devoting a glean information checks. Over what looks like the same amount of time.
Okay, so my glean information is pretty terrible at 8. This would
It would
like
be an average check. Yeah, it's an average
need to
difficulty
be hit like
check.
a 58. That's still mostly reasonable. Like, how much would the agent cost? Like a silver?
The agent will cost 5 silver pieces and a bonus equal to 3 months' wages of his proffered candidate should the individual be hired.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to decline on that just because it's going to be like, well, now I can hire 5 fewer people.
Yeah.
And I guess point of reference, how much did hirelings normally get?
You're looking for a mercenary, right? I assume you're looking for a mercenary.
Yeah, I'm looking for some mercenaries.
Let me find that page off the top of my.
Looking for the page. How much silver did you say was in each gold piece?
10.
10. Okay.
You're looking for a mercenary. Their daily wage is looks like four copper pieces.
So I think that's very doable. I'm just trying to like plan it out. If we go for like a month times 4 copper, it's 12 silver.
That's if your daily rate is 4 copper. If you hire them for a month, so do a monthly wage, then their price actually drops a little bit. So it's 16 silver for a full month of work.
All right, so I'm probably going to look for them and probably look for people who are willing to hang out with us for a month because we're going on a journey. It's payment afterwards because we're going to split the loot.
And so payment for a hireling is you only have to pay them if they are like for travel. Like you only have to pay them for travel time and for like not directly exploration. So if you're doing things that like is finding treasure and like in the mine, then that's not, you don't have to pay them for a day that they're exploring in the mine. But downtime and travel time, that's basically when you're paying that. So
I'm paying you to
can
be
pay,
here.
yeah, you can pay the monthly cost, and then every day of travel and rest, you can tick off that month, and that's how you could do the month.
Right. Odds are I'll probably have to build a tab with them anyway, and just like come to a close with it later too.
That works as well.
So we'll discuss like exactly how we want to go, but I'm probably gonna end up paying them up front for a month.
Do you have any preconditions that you'd like for finding these mercenaries? Like, you want a soldier. That's not a precondition. That you just want to find a soldier.
Yeah.
Do you want certain alignments? Do you want, a certain race? Do you want anything specific? Do you want a certain class?
I think I'm probably going to be shooting for fighters, so that'll be a condition.
So that's the typical mercenary soldier. So if you try to find something different, then that's when it'll start being more difficult. So.
Right, and I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna look for people who aren't evil. So as long as they're non-asshole, I'll probably be okay paying them.
Okay, so that's going to be one precondition. So 2d3 days it's going to take. So the first check takes 4 days. So you take.
So it'll basically be like
days,
mostly my week here.
Yeah. So the first 2 days you spend searching for a. You spend selling things, and the next 4 days you start asking around for potential hirelings. Roll away. So it's an average glean information check.
Okay, I'm under 50.
Sure enough, you do find a worthy candidate.
Oh, just one.
Just one, yeah. So it's one at a time. Would you like to role play at all for this interaction, or would you like to mechanically hire him?
We are short on time. For now, we'll skip ahead and we'll role play with him on the boat later. What are we looking at?
You have found a mercenary.
Okay. How well equipped is he right now?
It's a man by the name of. It is a. Well, let me check the race. It is a. He's human. He's a Svimosish human. And his name is Pasnish, which is Pahnish.
Say that again. PH.
I'll spell it.
Yeah. No. Punish. There we go.
Punish.
All right. So male, human, fighter.
He is not currently very well equipped at all. Right, in essence, he has level 0 equipment. Checking the value of that, which never had anyone start at level 0, so just have to check.
Right. Odds are I'm probably going to buy them some kind of equipment. Probably at least like padded armor and maybe a buckler. I'm going to see. If they don't even have a spear, I'll probably have to like buy them that too.
Does not. I'll say he has a spear. All he has is a spear to his name.
So spear. I'm gonna do spear quote his. I'm gonna buy padded armor and a buckler. I'm gonna say that's the equipment I'm gonna offer him. And I'm willing to pay him upfront for the month, and if there's any additional payments, we can put it on a tab and cover it once we get back to Imosfin.
He agrees. Whoa, actually, I have to roll. There's one roll that we have to make. You have to see if he will accept your offer of a job. So I have to roll to see what wealth he like. I have to basically roll a resist persuasion against your recruitment roll.
Okay.
Which means I do actually have to roll one or two things about his. Like I have to generate just a few things for him more. And you said you wanted him to be not evil, correct?
Right.
That was your one requirement. What is your alignment?
Chaotic good.
All right, so he gets a. If his alignment is different, he gets a modification. What is your honor? Your
My
current
honor is
level?
18 right now.
Is that dishonorable, low, average,
I think that's just
great?
average.
Just average. Okay, so that doesn't affect.
I have
And
one fame, if that means anything. Probably doesn't.
It does actually give you a +1. However, it seems like this guy might be a little bit poor, so that's actually going to give you a pretty steep bonus. And check for me. It's an opposed roll.
I got it really good. Oh, well, it's opposed, so I got actually
Yes.
really bad. Never mind.
So you start discussing. Maybe we'll do a little bit of role playing here. You've found Panish, and he seems like a nice guy. He comes and he looks like he's a little bit down on his luck, and you begin talking about
Incredible dangers, lions and bears. It's. Well, actually, not bears. No, this is the jungle. What am I talking? Hippos.
bears in the
Lions
jungle.
and
Hippos. Well, I am in need of money, but that sounds a little bit too dangerous for me. And maybe he even are you still wounded after 6 days of rest?
Yeah, I still have like 5-6 wounds left.
Yeah,
Or,
so
well,
he
one wound
like,
at 5-6. It's like he
so
looks at my
maybe he
leg,
even
it's still like
yeah.
mangled.
Yeah, he sees you like kind of like limping forward, and he's like, I am sorry. This seems too dangerous for me. I thank you for the offer, but I'm gonna go."
Well, what a shame.
So
Well, I'll be back in another month then. So I
you
think
guys
that's
can also
probably.
stay longer and attempt more. Yeah. I know you guys have another game after this,
Yeah.
and you're having server issues. Do you want to call it early so that you can try to work on that?
Right. Let's go ahead and
or
call
set
it
up the
here, and
backup?
if I guess any additional things we'll just pick up next time.
Yeah, we can do a lot of this like buying and selling and more henchman things. Make sure everyone can apply 7 days of healing to all your wounds. That's probably the first thing you guys can do. But in the week between, you can do any buying, selling. You can talk to me about availability. If you want to buy anything, let me know, and I'll just check to see if everything's available for you. Aside from that, when we get together next week, we can just do like a quick recap of everything else we did. For any role playing for like henchmen, we can start that next time as well, and I'll generate some more stuff for them. So,
okay.
Thank you all for playing. You escaped the mine. Hopefully, you can get your internet working. That sucks.
Yeah, once again, I apologize to everybody, you guys, and anyone watching this. I have no idea what the hell's going on, but I am ripping my hair out trying to figure it out.
Well, we can hope.
Yeah, I know a good wig guy, so if you rip too much out, just let me know.
I mean, I could make my own wig at that point.
Oh, right, you ripped out the hair. You still have the hair. Don't throw the hair away.
Yeah, step one.
Just glue it back on.
All right.
Alright.
Well, good luck. See you, folks.
See y'all next
Bye,
time.
everyone.
Hey guys.